Hello everyone and welcome to my neck of the woods. This is a vlog all about knitting and clearing out my WIPs and kind of clearing the roster only to fill it again. If you're into that sort of thing, fiber crafts, crochet, knitting, spinning, then you're in the right place. And please join me for a week of de-stressing. I just feel like lately I have been so stressed about all of the WIPs that I have, and it could be because many of them have deadlines. My dad's socks, I want them done for Father's Day. My girlfriend's baby blanket, I don't know when I'm gonna meet her baby, but the baby is here. She's here, and I wanna have this blanket done and ready for her whenever I get the call that I get to come meet her. So I have those two WIPs. I have some fingerless gloves for my mom. What else do I have? Oh goodness. I have another baby, or it was a baby blanket, but I think I turned it into a family size blanket, or that was the plan. I don't know if I'm gonna finish that one. I have a solid 4 or 5 WIPs on the go right now, and I would just like to clear them before I cast on my next summer shirt pattern. Yeah, I've got some yarns to clear out too, and I think we're golden. I think I can get it all done in a week. I'm pretty sure if I just hunker down on one project at a time, I can probably get through them all, but we'll see. I also have my half marathon this week, so I'm a little nervous. So I think maybe some stress knitting is in order. It's funny, I knit to ease my stress, but then sometimes my knitting causes stress if I don't get stuff done that I think I need to get done or that I would like to get done. So anyhow, it is what it is. But I really do want to get these things done because they have deadlines, and it's really important to me that they get done. So join me. Come hang out. I've got quite a few things on the go. I've got a sewing project on the go as well, which I probably won't, I mean, maybe I will show a little bit of it, or I'll just share it at the end. I don't know much about sewing, so I don't know if I will be doing any sewing vlogs. Especially like, I think most sewing vlogs that are on YouTube are really about like, I don't know, I think they're more like clothing based. Which I would love to sew clothes, but I don't have the experience yet, and I really prefer to make bags. I really love project bags and purses and walking knitting bags and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I don't want to say specialize, but that's kind of what I focus on when it comes to sewing. So I do have a canvas bag, tote bag, the same pattern that I made myself, created myself, as the Galaxy bag that I did like 6 weeks ago now, maybe even longer, 2 months ago, back in February, end of February. So if you're interested, I'll show a little bit about that and talk about it, but I'm not gonna really do any like focused vlogs on sewing just until I get my bearings with that. But yeah, so if you're into this kind of stuff, then just keep watching, and thank you for joining me. If you are interested in this kind of stuff, then please consider liking and subscribing. That would mean the world to me. And let me know what you're knitting on down below and what yarns you're using, because I always love to chat and I always love to know what you're working on. So bye for now. Okay, I've got all my pieces put together. So let's get sewing. So I might as well talk about that first. My second home camisole is complete and I love it. I still have not blocked it, obviously. She's quite wrinkly and the I-cord edge down here rolls up, but I will block it. This one's really easy to block. I can block it here. I don't have my mats or my pins, but this one really doesn't need it. It just needs to be laid flat, the ends rolled out, patted down, and they will stay down once it dries that way. So yeah, so this is done. I really love it. I did the exact same size as my last one. I didn't do the short rows on the bottom because quite honestly, after I wore the green one for a couple of days, I realized that my breasts push the front out, which then kind of makes the back look elongated. So there I go. I don't even need to do the short rows, which I was ready to bind off. So I did a couple rows, I think longer on this one than my first one, the green, but very happy with it. I cannot wait to wear it. I have to wash and block this today so that I can get it on maybe this weekend if the sun comes out. We'll see. Next thing I'm working on. This weekend I had the Bachelorette. It was wonderful. It was really, really fun. And I took in my little handmade bag that I did myself, this alpaca llama, not alpaca. I think I got this fabric from, I think this is from Michael's, if I'm honest, if I'm gonna be honest. And inside are my dad's socks, my dad's Father's Day socks. He does not watch this, so I can totally, most of my family don't even know I do this. So here we are, there's my dad's sock. I'm through the heel. I did it on the way into town. Luckily I got to be passenger princess and be driven into town. So I got the whole heel done and I'm about halfway through the foot. So these ones I'm a little bit iffy on and I haven't really been reaching for them, mainly because I'm just not, I know I've made a pair of socks for my dad before, but I did not write down how many rows I normally do, which I know isn't like, I should probably write down measurements more than rows because gauge changes, right? So I'm kind of disappointed with myself in that. So I might have to do some research. I'm pretty sure he's a men's size 10. So I just got to do some research on that and then go look up like measurement size and just try and do my best. I know they stretch somewhat, so it's gonna be okay. We're gonna do our best. But anyway, that's one of my WIPs right now still, and I'm hoping to finish it up before I start my next tank top, which, as you know, I had purchased in my last vlog, the Santa's Garden line in the slate. And I was gonna do another home camisole, but I think that's just kind of boring. At this point, knitting too, it was fun, but I am so sick of picking up stitches for I-cord bind off. I'm not sick of the I-cord bind off itself. The I-cord bind off, actually, I quite enjoy. It's picking up the stitches because, let me see, when you pick up stitches on edges like this, you need, like, it'll tell you, the pattern will tell you how many stitches to pick up for your size. And that's great, that's good and all. But because of the shaping, the stitches on this side for picking up look very different from the stitches on this side, but you're picking up that entire hole. And so it's very easy sometimes to have, you know, instead of having half the amount of stitches on one side and half the amount of stitches on the other side, to have completely uneven. So one side will have way more stitches than the other side. And what that's going to do is misshape your garment holes. So I definitely had issues where I'd have maybe 10 more on one side than I did on the other. And I'd have to frog and then figure it out again. Same with this, I always make sure, like this is a V-neck, so I just make sure from the places where I join up here, I have the seams, I guess they're not really seams, but if I call them seams, I make sure I have the same amount of stitches going to here as I do back up to here, as I do back down to the next V, and then back up to where I began. So I split the number that they give me in the pattern for the neck hole. I split it into quarters and then I make sure that that's like that. So it's never going to be perfect, but there's no misshaping. There's no, like, it's not uncomfortable. Everything matches up properly. So very proud of it, but I am totally done with that. I mean, I am going to be doing the next garment. I think it's the Moon something tank by Kadri as well. I'll insert a photo. I'm going to do that one next with my slate color, and I also have the light beige in the tin liner, which I'll hold double for another one, because that one is much more wearable in terms of like all year round, you know. Like if it's like a warmer fall day or a warm spring day, it can be worn by itself, or it can be worn under a cardigan. So can these, but these definitely scream summer to me. I'm still probably going to wear them under cardigans in wintertime for sure, because I want to wear my hand knits all the time. And I really don't wear my hand knits enough. So my goal has been to just create more garments that I can actually wear, that are comfortable, that are wearable, that are stylish, that are my colors. I find a lot of the times I look back on what I've knit and I just don't love the colors, or I don't love the yarns, and I just wish they sprung a little bit more money for the better yarn, you know? This yarn feels super high quality. I've worn the first shirt 3 days now, and I have zero pilling, zero wear on it. So I'm super impressed with this Tin Lina. I think this is probably my favorite summer yarn, and I'm so excited to knit 2 more garments with it. I also went shopping today and got some more yarn to do another top for summer. It's all over lace. It's not typically my style, but I saw it and I absolutely fell in love with it. So I already had one of these balls in stash, and I think it's like 420 yards. So I bought 2 more. If the pattern's not released yet, I think it's also by Cadery. It's going to testing, which I'm not signing up for because I just don't think I have the time to commit to that and get it done. And I don't want to be like, I'll just be patient and wait for it. I have 2 other tank tops to knit before it comes out. I'm sure it'll be out sometime in the summer. I highly doubt she'll release it in the fall. And if she doesn't release it, then I have a fingering weight, you know, top yarn in stash. I know that I have never knit a fingering weight garment before. I've knit fingering weight shawls, which, you know, sometimes shawls are just as big as sweaters, but I've never knit a sweater out of fingering weight. I have like fingering weight held double, which then, or held with a mohair, and then that's DK weight. So I've never actually done a fingering weight garment, like a shirt, top, tank, whatever. It's always been DK weight. So I'm really excited to like take a, you know, explore the fingering weight garment world. So yeah, very excited about that. I promise I will show it. I feel like really dumb that I'm talking about it. I don't have the yarn, and the yarn I'm using is Nako Solaire. I'll probably just insert a picture of that too. It's just a fingering weight cotton. It's a really high quality cotton, and I got like a dusty rose color, which was the most neutral I could get. A lot of the other colors were like neon, and that's just not me. As much as I would love to really be colorful and vibrant, it's just not me. And if I'm gonna take that much time to knit something like that, that's all over lace, very simple lace, by the way, very easy lace. I'm gonna do it with something that's like versatile. Like I can wear that all year round under garments, under sweaters and stuff like that. So very excited about that one. So I have 3 summer garments still going on the needles this summer, which is so exciting. Usually I kind of venture off into spinning, and I stick with spinning for most of like June, July, but I am gonna do a ton of spinning. I have like 3 sweater spins to choose from. I'm gonna do one of them, I know for sure, coming up soon. I have brought my bag, the one I just made. Better lighting here now. So my box bottoms turned out really good. The straps are holding up really well. Not that I, you know, didn't expect them to, but yeah, it's beautiful. I'm loving it. This week is really about clearing up some projects that I have on the needles before I cast on my next tank top. So I've got a crochet blanket I really need to finish up, and I've got my dad's socks that I would really like to. I don't need to finish these because we're still a month away, like a little bit less than a month away from Father's Day, but it's the only thing really on my needles that has a deadline right now. As much as I love having a pair of socks to just cart around with me and knit whenever I don't have something to knit, I do want to get these done so that they're not hanging over my head. And then I can cast on a pair of socks again for myself, because I haven't knit myself a pair of socks in what feels like a very long time. I don't even remember the last time I knit myself a pair of socks. my through line spin. And I cannot wait to catch this on. I just don't know when I'm gonna do it. I always think, I know I'm gonna do it as soon as I'm done spinning, but like I have so many things I wanna knit. And that's what this vlog is all about. I'm just trying to finish up and wrap up all of the existing WIPs I have, especially the ones with deadlines. And I've pretty much done that. So I finished, my dad's socks are done now. This spin is done. I just have to wash and snap my yarn. So I cannot wait to show the finished yarn and just feel and squish it and see what it like feels like. I really like the Corriedale and Merino together. I'm just a little worried about the, like there is a lot of variation. It is gonna kind of go through like very gentle waves of this green aqua mix, which is fine. I don't mind that, but it is like obviously Through Lines is a color work scarf. So I'm a little bit concerned. That it's going to take away from the color work. Although the contrast color is quite a contrast. There are greens and like warm, cool tones through it, but it's not quite this dark. So it should be fine. I'm not too worried about it. We'll see when we wash it and snap it and get it hanging what it's gonna be like. In the theme of finishing up WIPs, I have finished up a big WIP that I've had on the go for months, and it is my best friend's baby blanket. So it is the 6-day star blanket, and yeah, look at this thing. I still have to weave in ends, obviously, but I am so happy with it. It ended up being much bigger than I thought it would be. Like I would be happy with this size. Not gonna lie, I would be happy with this size. It does, so that's like one full repeat there. So it does go through, what, like 4 inches per 6-row repeat. So not bad. This is just the regular 6-day star blanket. It's not like the Supernova or anything like that. I know Betty McKnit is the designer. She has a few different ones. I just chose the 6-day star, which is just her most basic one. But I know there's like the Supernova, which has like an extra little tip here, little mountain and valley, which I think would be really fun to do. And I might do that for like, as like a family couch sofa blanket, because my husband's always bugging me to make some and I never do. I've made, my niece and both my nieces have had a blanket now. I really want to do like the Lorelei Gilmore blanket because it's the perfect one. I love Gilmore Girls, but it's the perfect granny square blanket. And it has like, it's got like, I think it's called the Willow granny square, or it's like the Willow is like one step up, just a little bit more unique than the one that the Lorelei blanket has. But I really want the Lorelei Gilmore blanket, and especially because the blue, it's like a bluey or greenish blue. I'd say it's more of a blue than a green, but it's kind of like got that minty feel to it, but it's got that dusty feel to it. I don't know how to describe it. It's such a beautiful color, and the painting above our couch right now has that exact kind of bluey green color. And then so does I have this like long embroidered pillow that also has the same bluey green tones in it. It would match my couch perfectly. I just don't know what yarn, like what fiber to go with. Do I go with acrylic? Do I go with a blend? Do I go with something that is wool? Do I go with superwash wool? Like what would you do for a crochet blanket that you want to be like an heirloom blanket? I know a lot of like granny heirloom blankets are actually from grandmas. I also know that this is a knitting vlog, not a crochet vlog, but it is just, actually it's both. It's both because I'm finishing WIPs that exist. This is a WIP that existed, but no longer does. I just have to weave in the ends and then it's done. I have to wash it, wrap it, and give it away to my best friend. She had a little girl named Harper and I'm so excited. So this is going to Harper. My daughter, unfortunately, really loves this blanket. So sadly, Lucy cannot have it, but I am going to make one for Lucy. I'm going to do the exact same one for her, but it's like a purple and teal kind of goes through those colors. And I think she'll love that. So I have another one of those to do, but I don't have a deadline for it. I'll probably wait till we move and we get situated in a new home. Then I will go ahead and start my daughter's because I just don't want to have any more big projects on the go that like I mean, once I sat down and like focused on that, I did really enjoy working on it. It wasn't like I did wait for the end of the night so I can sit down and work on it. It wasn't like I felt like it was a chore every time. But when I have knitting on the needles, it does trump crochet unless I'm super pumped over something like amigurumi for my daughter. That's amigurumi seems to be the only thing that can like kind of push knitting to the side a little bit so that I could get whatever it is I'm working on done. But right now I just really want to knit. So I've done my dead socks. I finished my through-line spin. I finished that. So the only other thing I have on the needles are a pair of fingerless gloves for my mom. And maybe I should show those. I should show those. BRB. So I have my mom's fingerless gloves in this bag. And this bag's from Indigo. It's not actually meant to be a project bag. Is it meant to be a book bag? I'm not sure. But I got it because it just seemed like the perfect little small project bag for summer. It's like a waterproof kind of material. I really like it. And I couldn't leave without it. Actually, it's a funny story. I was there with my girlfriends. We went to go out to dinner together, and we always go to Indigo and walk around the Indigo at Yorkdale Mall in Toronto, in like North Toronto, because it's actually really close to the knitting loft. So I always go there as well. But I just like to go to the Indigo there because it's so big and it has like the 2 stories and I just love it. So anyway, I saw this and I was like, oh, I don't need it. Like, I really don't need it. I have so many project bags. I've just got a sewing machine. I can make my own bags, especially something like this. It doesn't have a box bottom or anything. Super simple to do. It doesn't even have a lining. Like, you can see they just overlocked the stitches. So like, it's totally fine to make this myself. But I don't know. I saw it and I thought, I can't leave it behind. I just want it. It's so pretty. So I actually bought 2 because it wasn't that expensive. It was $7.99. Not expensive at all. So I bought 2 of these. And in here I have my mom's fingerless gloves, which are almost done. So this pattern is actually the Fire Pit Mitts by Taylor Earl of Wool Needle Hands. If you watch her channel, she's got a great podcast. I think she does 2 videos a week, which is pretty cool. You're okay, Lou. I'm gonna come get you in a second, okay? So my mom's hands are just a little bit smaller than mine. So I modified these in her pattern. She doesn't have any ribbing or anything. So I just added ribbing, 2x2 twisted rib to the bottom and the top, just to make my mom's a little bit more fitted so they don't stretch out over time or anything like that. And this is the Cascade Yarns Pacific in the Jet Heather colorway, which I believe is a 80% wool, 20% cotton, or 20% acrylic, or 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Oh my gosh, 20% wool, 80% acrylic. I use that because it has that wool feel and warmth, but my mom can machine wash it, which I know if I knit her anything in wool that cannot be machine washed, it will make it into the machine and it will be destroyed. So for most people, I would do anything. I would do not wool or even superwash, but I have knit these exact gloves in a superwash and they stretch out immediately. And I normally don't have issues with superwash yarns doing that, but again, normally I knit sweaters with that, and if they do stretch out a little bit, I like it. I like having a little extra room. So yeah, so I chose this. So far so good. I feel like it's really gonna be really sturdy. I just have to do the thumbs. As you can see, the thumbs are not done. So both gloves need to have the ends woven in and the thumbs done. I can do that today as well and just get it off the needles completely. And then that will wrap up all my WIPs. The thing is, and this is what bugs me, I'm so close to having no WIPs. I just have to weave in ends on that blanket and my mom's gloves, but I have more than enough left. I have more than enough left of this Cascade yarn to knit myself a pair. And I really did want a pair last year for when I was running on really cold days. So So I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna knit myself a pair as well, because they only took me a couple of days to knit. Realistically, if it's the only thing on my needles, and maybe I'm working on something crochet on the side, if this is the only thing on my needles, I'm definitely gonna be reaching for it at night when I'm sitting in bed before I go to sleep, before I start reading and then I go to sleep. I'll be reaching for this in the car as well. Such a great car knit. I don't have any socks or anything like that on the knits. I have nothing on the needles. I actually don't have anything on the needles right now, because these needles are the only ones I have in use right now, and they're free because I haven't done the thumbs yet. So, and these are my really cute mushroom needle protectors that I got from True North, and I love them. I actually just picked up, I went there today to get some yarn for a crochet project for my baby girl, and a knit and crochet project is really cool. I am going to talk about it in a crochet vlog. I've decided to split my vlogs into knitting and crochet, not spinning. I don't think I'm going to do any major spinning vlogs other than like Tour de Fleece. I might do designated spinning vlogs. I just don't get to spin enough. It's not that I don't get to spin enough, because I definitely do spin often. It's more that like spinning projects take way longer to get through for me than a knitting project does. So anyway, I'm splitting up my crochet and knitting vlogs after this one. This one is just me finishing up all my WIPs. So obviously you can read the title. But yeah, I got these guys, and I just got 2 more today, and I love them so much. I'm having a mushroom moment. I love mushrooms. I don't know, I don't eat mushrooms. I don't like eating them. I love the flavor of them. I don't like eating them. My husband made me a mushroom cream sauce pasta with chicken in it the other night, and he makes the most amazing pasta sauce, creamy pasta sauce from mushrooms. And he uses like special, really good mushrooms. I forget what they're called. But that's what I asked for the night before my half marathon, which was yesterday. I finished it, which I knew I would. I did not get the time that I wanted. I was like 5 minutes off the time I wanted, but I felt amazing the entire race, probably thanks to that mushroom pasta sauce, by the way. I felt amazing all the way through until I hit like the 17-kilometer mark. So I got a 5-kilometer PB, a personal best. And then I also got a 10K personal best time. I couldn't believe it. I sent screenshots to my husband during the race. I was like, I did it. And he was watching me. He's watching my little dot move on the map because he had our daughter with him, and there's no one else who could like watch her. So he was, taking care of her, and then also trying to make sure he was there for the start and the finish, and even in between if he could. And it was just amazing. I love races. Just such good vibes. Everyone's just so happy and so supportive of each other. And it was just awesome. But yeah, kilometer 17 hit me. My hip flexors got super sore. I got very I normally don't ever want my runs to end. Like when I'm training, I don't want my runs to end. I usually start sometimes like I'm pushing myself, motivating myself to get out the door. Like I don't want to go do it. And then I do my warm up, and then I'm loving it. Like I just love being outside and I love running. And then by the end of the run, I'm usually like, I love that. I have the runner's high. I get it almost every time, unless it's, maybe that time of the month. But yeah, I got to kilometer 17 and I was like, I just want to stop. I just don't want to do this anymore. I have 4 more kilometers to go and I don't want to do them. And if I do them in 5 minutes, each one in 5 minutes, I'm done in 20 minutes. And that's what I kept telling myself, to try and push myself to go a bit faster, but it was really hard. I was pushing myself as hard as I can go. And I started off with like a 5-minute kilometer for majority of the first half of the race. And then it kept dwindling down closer to 6. And by the end, I think I did do a 5.5-minute kilometer in the last 3 kilometers, but the other 2 were 7 minutes and 6 minutes. And it was tough. It was really, really tough. But we got it done. I finished. And yeah, it's all thanks to that mushroom sauce. My finished yarn. So this is for the DRK Through Lines scarf. I used Ashford Corriedale in their green tea colorway, which is like a really deep, dark green. It's a gorgeous, like true green. And then I held it, or I spun that single ply as thin as I could for a fingering weight 2-ply. And I kind of did like a long draw style, or a short to longish backwards draw without dragging my finger along it. It does make for a little bit of a weaker ply, but it does make for a little bit softer. So it's kind of giving me a woolen spun, but not as much, like not as jumbled as a woolen spun would be if I did, I don't know. And maybe it is still a worsted draft just without pinching it. I'm not really sure. But it definitely falls apart easier than it would if I dragged my finger on it. So that being said, I don't know if I will spin this way again, just for how frustrating it was to ply it together. The Corriedale just kept falling apart, and it's obviously because in a woolen spun, you would spin from the fold if you're gonna spin from a comb top like I did, or you would spin, like you would make roll legs or something like that, right? So that your yarns are jumbled, they're twisted around each other, and you create that little tube with air in the center, which is the true woolen spun. I don't think I achieved that with this, but I will say it is not as like shiny as it would be if I did a true worsted spun either. And I think it is softer for that as well. And I also think my yardage went quite far. This is 200 grams. It's looking, I mean, I haven't calculated yet, but it is looking like I've got a lot. It took me a long time to get this off. Like I saw solid 45 minutes to wind these on the Nitty Naughty. So it did take me quite a long time. So that's one ply. The other ply that is a little bit lighter, and that's giving this variegation, which I love. I love this way more than I would have if I just did the Corriedale. So the second ply is Merino, and it is the color Forest by Small Fish Yarns on Etsy. I bought this braid 2 years ago when I started spinning and finally just got into it now. And I couldn't be happier with the yarn that I got. I have a little bit of it extra, and I did buy 200 grams of the Corriedale. So I do have enough to just spin a little bit more Corriedale and make a little mini skein if I should need it. I don't know if I will need it or not, but I might just go ahead and do that now so that the grist and everything is the same, because if I don't, I will completely forget exactly what I did to achieve this yarn. So anyway, I might show it one more time. I am so happy with it. I do prefer a little bit more twist than I got with this, but I think again, that's because I was kind of mimicking a little bit of a woolen spun there. Had I been doing more of a worsted spun and slowing down a little bit for that, I likely would have a bit more twist in it. But anyway, very happy with that. That is now done. So realistically, I just need to wash those skeins and cake them up, and I can start the DRK through lines. However, I still have socks to get through, and I still have a baby blanket to get through, and some fingerless mitts. Fingerless mitts take me a couple days though, so I'm not too worried about those. But yeah, I got some stuff to get through first. And then I would really, really, really like to cast on either the Harlow Flip or my next tank top, which I think is gonna be the Zoe shirt by Kadri. I don't know what it is about her, but her summer knits, her summer patterns are just amazing. I'm so drawn to them this year. I've knit obviously two of the, oh my gosh, why can't I remember what they're called now? I've knit two. Oh gosh, I'm just thinking of the Moon Column shirt, which I'm going to also knit that one after I do the Zoe shirt. The Home Camisole. I've knit two of the Home Camisole. Then I'm gonna do the Zoe shirt, and then I'm gonna do the Moon Column shirt. And then I'm gonna do her new pattern, which is like this boho t-shirt, all over lace, love it. So I'm obsessed with Kadri this year. Obsessed with her patterns. They're amazing. They got me back into summer patterns, which has been a while since I've like wanted to knit summer tops. I haven't really been that into summer knits at all in the past couple of years, maybe even 3 summers now that I haven't really done anything summery. My summer knits are usually just socks and hats and small things that aren't gonna like pool in my lap. But I'm really happy to get back to my love for summer knitting and summer knits. It's so nice to finish a knit and be able to like throw it on right away in the summer, because usually it's like, oh, it's ready for October. Yeah, so super happy that's done. That took me a couple months, but I think it's so worth it. It looks amazing. I'm so glad I decided to combine the Corriedale and the Merino. It ended up being such a soft yarn. I just can't wait to knit with it. I'm stoked to knit with it. I just, I don't know when I'm going to cast it on. I don't want it to be one of those things that just languishes. Like, I'm really trying to focus on having like 1 or 2 whips, like really just one main whip. And then if one main whip is a little bit more complicated, like maybe not a car friendly whip or a movie friendly whip, then I can have something else like socks or something simple on the side. But I don't know how simple the DRK through lines pattern is. Like, if you've knit the DRK through lines scarf, let me know down below. Was it a kind of pattern that you had to keep looking at, referencing all the time, every single row? Did you have to really keep track? Or was it a pattern that was very intuitive and then you just kind of went off on your own after the first few repeats? Let me know. I mean, I'm probably gonna knit it. I'm probably gonna knit it regardless, but I'd just like to know for sanity's sake. But anyways, I've got some knitting to do, so I will see you later. My week full of whips. Obviously, these were not done all from start to finish in a week, but these were existing whips that I just had on the hook and on the needles, and they just needed to get done so that I can do some things I really want to do. So first off, we finished the 6-Day Star Blanket by Betty McKnit. This one was, you know, they really do not, I mean, they could work up in 6 days if you do the 6 repeats in 6 days. I did not. I took a couple months to do this. I used Caron Skinny Cakes in like the color changing. I don't know what color this is, but I mean, it's pretty obvious to look online and see. And then the pink here, the salmony, beautiful powdery pink, is Loops and Threads Snuggly Wuggly, I think. Very soft, very lovely for an acrylic yarn. I think for a baby, it's wonderful. It's a great size too. Like, this is a king size bed. That's a pretty good baby size, I think. So I'm really excited for Harper to have this. I can't wait. Obviously, this was not done in a week, but my second home camisole is done. This was knit with Tin Lena. I'm pretty sure it's Lena, not Lina. I'm learning. Tin Lena, held double. I did it the exact same way I did my green one, and it's not fitting the same. It's just a little bit too wide, that it's not flattering anymore. So I gotta maybe block it and pull it down so that it kind of cinches in a little bit and fits me better. My dad's socks are done. I do not do sock blockers. Don't have them, don't do them. It's not my thing. But yeah, I'm very happy with these as well. And that was knit with Drops Fabelle. No, it's Fable. I'm pretty sure it's Drops Fable, not Drops Fabelle. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure. But if it is Fable and not Fabelle, I sound like an idiot, but an idiot. But anyway, very happy with it. Drops Fable in Emerald City, and I don't know what this one is, but it's a dark green, same brand. Drops Fabelle. So anyway, oh no, actually it's Sanduskarn Sisu, but I don't know what color it is. Sorry. deep sea maybe, I don't know, but it's gorgeous, matches it perfectly. And I have enough to do myself a pair, so I will do myself a pair. I just don't know. I think I'm gonna find a sock pattern to do that maybe has like waves and ridges and some shaping to it, so it's not just so boring. I finished off the week with some fire pit mitts by Taylor Earl, and these I really just bought the yarn. I bought Cascade Pacific yarn, which I think was an 80% Pacific, wow, 80% acrylic and 20% wool blend, and it actually feels really woolly, but it can be machine washed, which is great for my mom because I know if I knit her something in wool, she'd love it, but she would throw it in the wash and it would get destroyed. So I knit these ones here, the 2x2 twisted rib I knit for my mom, and then the 1x1 twisted rib I knit for myself because they only take a couple of days. If I didn't have a baby, they would probably take less than that. But anyway, they knit up so fast and they're easy to take on the go anywhere. So I had enough left over from the ball to knit another pair, and I thought, why put it back in my stash because I'm not going to remember what it is. I lost the tag. And then it just won't get used, right? And I did want a pair of these for myself so that I can have them for running, I think, in the winter time. So I knit myself a pair and they're perfect. So now I'm gonna go store those away with my winter knits and store these away with my gift knits that are finished, along with my dad's socks. And yeah, we're done. This is the week. I am pretty stoked about it. I feel a load off my shoulders. And now I can get to some other projects that I've been dying to get to. Well, guys, I think that wraps up this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing for more of this crafterly content. I feel really good now that I've got all my WIPs out of the way. I feel like I have a fresh slate to go ahead and knit some patterns that I've been itching to knit. I have the yarn and the needles ready. So the next vlog, I guess I'll show you me packing up my project bags and getting ready. But for now, I'm gonna go see my baby because she needs me, and bye for now.